Excuse me, what is she doing here?
You see, that's part of the deal. The four of us, we go together.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the movie relationships we were happy to see end. A spoiler alert is in place.
We're dating.
Okay. Well, I want to try and be straightforward with you and let you know that we're not anymore.
Number 20, Sarah Marshall and Aldous Snow, Forgetting Sarah Marshall. Given that the movie starts with Sarah Marshall initiating one of the most awkward breakups in movie history, it's hard to feel bad when she gets dumped by her new boyfriend Aldous Snow later on.
I've made a mistake coming here with you.
It comes out later that she was actually cheating with rock star Aldous for a year before she broke things off with her ex Peter.
I get it, okay? I need to understand what I did to make you cheat.
But Aldous realizes she's still not over Peter, and he gives her a taste of her own medicine. Her controlling nature clearly isn't what the free-spirited rock star had in mind. It serves as just another reminder that she may have done her ex Peter a favor by dumping him in the first scene.
How you served 5 years under her, I don't know, you deserve a medal or a holiday or at least a cuddle from somebody.
Number 19, Amber Von Tussle and Link Larkin, Hairspray. It's one thing to be dumped on national TV. It's another thing to deserve it. You Can't Stop the Beat is one of the most joyous closing numbers in any musical, but Amber Von Tussle spends most of it getting absolutely humiliated. From being her racist mother's accomplice to body-shaming Tracy Turnblad every chance she gets, she spent the whole movie being the nastiest kid in town. She finally gets her comeuppance.
To announce that Amber Von Tussle
is about to get outdanced.
Tracy Turnblad!
Her reluctant boyfriend, pretty boy Link Larkin, basically dumps her on air when he chooses to join Tracy in a dance. He doesn't even dignify their breakup with a speech. Number 18, Jenna and Earl Hunterson, Waitress. Kerry Russell stars in this rom-com that treads some pretty dark waters. She plays Jenna, a waitress and pie maker in an abusive relationship with Earl. When she becomes pregnant, it finally gives her the courage to leave him. It's the moment we've been waiting for.
I don't love you, Earl. I haven't loved you for years. I want a divorce.
Well, that's not a funny joke. We got this new baby here.
Obviously, any abusive loser is gonna have a tantrum when he's dumped. In Waitress, the soundtrack completely drowns Earl out. What he has to say is so unimportant that we don't even need to hear it. He's carried out kicking and screaming like an infant, while Jenna gets her first precious moments with her new daughter.
Lulu. That's your name.
Number 17, Linda and Robbie Hart, The Wedding Singer. Adam Sandler plays Robbie, a wedding singer whose obsession with getting married led him to being left at the altar by the cold, immature Linda.
She's probably got a makeup problem or her dress or something. I know where she likes to look her best. It'll be okay.
Of course, she comes back just in time to mess things up with Julia, the woman he's supposed to end up with. It's almost chilling how she tries to play up her innocence when Robbie doesn't want to get back together. Luckily, he sees through it.
Maybe we should talk about this when you're feeling better.
Hey, psycho. I'm not gonna feel better about this. It's over.
The scene includes a fun joke for music lovers. Robbie remarks that Linda shouldn't wear his Van Halen shirt as it might jinx the band.
Please get out of my Van Halen t-shirt before you jinx the band and they break up.
The movie is set in 1985, and lead singer David Lee Roth would actually leave the band that year. Thanks a lot, Linda. Number 16, Muriel Heslop and David Van Arkel, Muriel's Wedding. This Australian dark comedy stars Toni Collette as social outcast Muriel Heslop, whose self-esteem is completely tied up in getting married. She finally does have her ABBA-themed fantasy wedding, but it's to a man who doesn't love her.
Promise to be true to him in good times and in bad, in sickness and in health, to love and honor him all the days of your life.
I do.
David is not attracted to Muriel. He's just a professional athlete who needs a visa. However, once he gets to know her, he admits he could learn to like being married to her. And that's about as sweet as he's been the whole movie.
I don't love you either, but I don't know. I think I could like having you around.
This comes only after Muriel has gained enough self-confidence to stop pretending. David may be handsome, but she realizes she deserves better, and we applaud her decision to leave him.
Good luck in the games.
You too.
Number 15, Bernadine Bernie and John Harris, Waiting to Exhale. Bernadine Harris left her own dreams behind to be a full-time wife and mother while her husband John became a successful businessman.
I gotta pick up the babysitter, pick up my gown, stop and get John's tux. Ooh, I'd clone myself. But I wouldn't have time for the surgery.
When he announces he's leaving her for a colleague, he sets their whole life on fire. So, she decides to pay him back in kind. She furiously monologues to herself while she piles his clothes, expensive shoes, and every material thing he cares about into his car.
I'm the only one who'll tolerate your smug ass. Yeah, I was your white woman for 11 years. Couldn't have started that damn company without me. Hell, I worked my ass off.
She then soaks it with lighter fluid and lights the match. It's already an epic scene of rage and revenge, but what makes it even more impactful is the powerhouse acting by the unmatchable Angela Bassett. Number 14, Mia Thermopolis and Andrew Jacobi, The Princess Diaries 2, Royal Engagement. Though born a commoner, Princess Mia Thermopolis of Genovia has fully accepted her place as a royal. Now comes the time to secure the throne for the next generation. Her initial choice is Andrew, Duke of Kenilworth. Unfortunately, while Andrew is handsome, there's no spark between them.
There's no spark.
Me too.
Really?
Really. I mean, it was pleasurable.
Very.
Very but no fireworks.
None.
It doesn't help that she is in love with the handsome Nicholas.
Oh.
How did that feel?
Wonderful.
Andrew is the more politically advantageous marriage, so they mutually decide to buck up and get married anyway. They almost go through with the extravagant wedding, but rather than be unhappy, Mia freezes mid-walk down the aisle and flees.
I'm going to need a minute or two.
Maybe it's not the nicest way to leave someone, but it's hard to argue with the results. Number 13, Viola Hastings and Justin Drayton, She's the Man. In this update of Shakespeare's Twelfth Night, Amanda Bynes plays a soccer player whose boyfriend Justin is a tool. When the girls' soccer team is disbanded, she tries to join her boyfriend's team, and he sides against her despite her talent at the sport.
What do you think about it?
I think the coach said it all.
Yesterday you told me that I was better than half the guys on your team.
He tries to assert dominance over his girlfriend in front of his buddies and ends up getting a taste of his own medicine.
End of discussion.
Yeah, tell her, man.
Fine. End of relationship.
Oh!
We love a breakup that comes with an epic comeback. From the jump, we know exactly what Viola is about. She's not gonna make herself small for any man, even one she's dating.
You're so full of...
Back to practice.
Number 12, Veronica Sawyer and Jason J.D. Dean, Heathers. At first, Veronica Sawyer's disillusionment with being popular makes Jason Dean's brooding soulfulness seem attractive.
Come on, Veronica. Later.
Definitely.
But it turns out he's just a sociopath. That cool demeanor is really just the callousness of a cold-blooded predator.
Chaos is great. Chaos is what killed the dinosaurs, darling.
There are a lot of red flags here, but the moment that Veronica finally ends the relationship just makes you want to grab a celebratory slushie. The ultimatum she gives him is pretty brave, considering he's a literal murderer. But anyone who tells a guy not to mess with her while he's the one holding a firearm is our kind of heroine.
And to think there was a time when I actually thought you were cool.
Number 11, Annie McDougan Parody and Aaron Parody, The First Wives Club. Annie's been holding out hope that her handsome but emotionally stunted husband, from whom she is separated, will finally come back to his senses and come home. When he invites her out one night and they sleep together, she thinks he's finally ready. Then he drops the bomb on her.
Annie, don't be childish. You know how you manipulate me.
What? Not only does he want a divorce, he's also in love with their shared therapist.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
This is very awkward.
No. Annie was just leaving.
You told her?
Annie, who generally has problems expressing her anger, is tired of being pushed around and gaslit. She is overdue for a blow-up. It's a cathartic moment for her, and for anyone who's ever been with someone who made them question how they're being treated.
I am very sorry I ever met you, and I am sorry that I allowed myself to love you for all those years. I'm sorry I did nothing but be there for you every minute of every day.
Number 10. Hannah, Nana Weaver, and Richard. Crazy Stupid Love. After the only person he's ever slept with asks for a divorce, middle-aged Cal Weaver befriends Jacob, a womanizer who teaches him how to pick up the ladies.
You seem like a nice guy. I want to help you. I'm going to help you rediscover your manhood.
Emma Stone plays Hannah, Weaver's daughter and a recent law school grad who thinks her boyfriend is about to propose. Unfortunately, she could not be more wrong. When her boyfriend Richard invites her and some friends out to dinner, she believes he's gonna pop the question, but instead he offers her a job at his law firm.
I would like to formally ask you, in front of all our friends and colleagues, if you would like to become a permanent lawyer at the firm of Watkins, Goldberg, and Schmidt. Huh? How about that?
Stunned, Hannah chugs a very large glass of gin and rightfully walks out the door. You go, girl.
I did. Wow. You know what? Thank you, Richard. Honestly, thank you very much for your job offer. I will consider it.
Get a banana. Woo! Banana. Banana.
Number 9. Diana Christensen and Max Schumacher. Network. A film that should be on everyone's list of 1,000 movies to watch before you die, Network is an Academy Award-winning film that satirizes the television industry in a way that hasn't been seen since.
Television is not the truth. Television is a goddamn amusement park.
While the film has no shortage of iconic moments, few can compare to this scene between William Holden and Faye Dunaway. After their affair begins to sour, Max decides to return to his wife, but not before unleashing one of the most brutal and eloquently strung-together breakup monologues in cinematic history.
I love you! And that painful, decaying love is the only thing between you and the shrieking nothingness you live the rest of the day.
He rips into Dunaway's Diana without mercy, ultimately leaving her sitting alone in her apartment trying to comprehend what just happened.
And here are a few scenes from next week's show.
Number 8. Meredith Blake and Nicholas Nick Parker, The Parent Trap. In this Disney classic, identical twins Annie and Hallie are separated at birth, only to later reunite in an attempt to bring their parents back together. There's just one problem. Their father is engaged to another woman.
I think she's a little sensitive about you right now.
That's why I need to do it. We've got to break the ice sometime.
When the four of them head out on a camping trip, Annie and Hallie do everything in their power to dissuade Meredith from marrying Nick. However, the final straw is when they push her into the middle of the lake while she's asleep.
Sweet dreams, Mommy dearest.
When a soaked Meredith returns to shore, she gives Nick an ultimatum: them or me. Let's just say that when you ask a father to choose between a woman and his kids, the latter will win every time.
It's me or them. Take your pick.
Them.
Excuse me?
T-H-E-M. Them. Get the picture?
Number 7. Iris Simpkins and Jasper Bloom, The Holiday. The Holiday opens with one of the most cringe-worthy moments of all time, as lovelorn Iris is forced to watch as Jasper, the love of her life, is congratulated on his engagement to another woman.
May I introduce the newly engaged Sarah Smith Alcott and Jasper Bloom.
It doesn't get much better from there, as Jasper continues to treat her like a doormat for the rest of the film. However, after a newfound friend convinces her to unlock her inner courage, Iris is finally ready to tell Jasper it's over, and boy does she ever give it to him.
It's over. This twisted, toxic thing between us is finally finished.
Kate Winslet knocks this scene out of the park, giving viewers a satisfying moment of revenge that's highlighted by slamming a door right in Jasper's face. Now that's gumption.
But I think what I've got is something slightly resembling gumption.
Number 6. Melissa and Dr. Stuart Stu Price, The Hangover. In a film noted for its gross-out humor and crass dialogue, perhaps no character is as overtly unlikable as Melissa, Stu's bossy girlfriend.
Rogaine, check.
And don't forget to use it. I can totally tell when you forget your hair just looks thinner.
While she is only in the film for a couple of scenes, they are more than enough to convince us that she is a total nightmare.
Have a good weekend. I miss you.
Thankfully, after making it through the worst hangover of his life and finding a little self-respect in the process, Stu is ready to tell Melissa it's over. In front of friends and family, Stu announces with conviction that he is done with her, but not before informing everyone that Melissa cheated on him. Attaboy, Stu.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Since when?
Since you f***ed that waiter on your cruise last June. Boom!
Told me it was a bartender.
Oh, you're right. I stand corrected. It was a bartender.
Number 5. Torrance Shipman and Aaron, Bring It On. Man, some on-screen boyfriends are just too much to bear.
Maybe you're just not Captain Material, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Bring It On follows high school cheerleader Torrance Shipman as she attempts to guide her cheer squad to a 6th consecutive national title. However, along the way, her philandering and unsupportive boyfriend Aaron continuously causes her emotional grief.
Is this a bad time?
Yeah. I'm super busy. I'm working on this project.
Yeah, you sound super busy.
To call him a dude boyfriend would be a gross understatement, as Aaron thinks of no one but himself and is constantly telling Torrance she's no good. Thankfully, Torrance comes to her senses and dumps his ass, ultimately ending up with Cliff, Aaron's polar opposite in almost every imaginable way.
You're a great cheerleader, Aaron. It's just that maybe you're not exactly boyfriend material. Bye-bye.
Number 4. Erica Albright and Mark Zuckerberg, The Social Network. The Social Network makes no attempt to hide the fact that its protagonist is more than a little self-centered. Nowhere is this more apparent than in the film's opening scene, as for the better part of 5 minutes, Zuckerberg appears to be talking to himself instead of to his girlfriend Erica, who is seated directly across from him.
I didn't know they take SATs in China.
They don't. I wasn't talking about China anymore. I was talking about me.
As she struggles to keep up, you can't help but get the feeling that this scene is hurtling to a dramatic conclusion. And boy, does it ever.
Well, why don't you just concentrate on being the best you can be?
Did you really just say that?
I was kidding.
The final straw comes when Zuckerberg condescendingly tells Erica he'll introduce her to people she, quote, wouldn't normally get to meet. Yikes. Not to worry, Erica gets the last laugh with one hell of a closing line.
You're gonna go through life thinking that girls don't like you because you're a nerd. And I want you to know from the bottom of my heart that that won't be true. It'll be because you're an asshole.
Number 3. Bridget Jones and Daniel Cleaver, Bridget Jones's Diary. Single, awkward, and insecure about her weight, Bridget Jones wants nothing more than to find her Mr. Right. She's soon presented with 2 options: Mark Darcy, a family friend who despises her, and Daniel Cleaver, her womanizing boss.
Why don't you have some more wine? And tell me more about practicing French kissing with the other girls at school, because that's a very good story.
For a while, she settles on the latter, but things don't work out quite the way she hoped. Their relationship culminates in one of the film's most memorable scenes, as Mark and Daniel come to blows in the middle of the street. After Daniel is knocked unconscious, Bridget rushes to his side, but when he comes to, he doesn't exactly win her over with his comments. So, she satisfyingly dumps him like he's another one of her bad habits.
That's not a good enough offer for me. I'm not willing to gamble my whole life on someone who's, well, not quite sure.
Number 2. Scarlett O'Hara and Rhett Butler, Gone with the Wind. Set in Georgia during and after the American Civil War, Gone with the Wind traces the life of Scarlett O'Hara as she struggles to maintain her marriage to Rhett Butler while being openly in love with another man.
Isn't it enough that you've gathered every other man's heart today? You've always had mine. You've got your teeth on it.
Oh, don't tease me now. Have I your heart, my darling? I love you, I love you.
You mustn't say such things.
The film is wrought with moments of flared tempers and unbridled emotions, but few can compare to the final scene when Rhett, scorned by his years in a loveless marriage, decides to leave his wife.
What are you doing?
I'm leaving you, my dear. All you need now is a divorce, and your dreams of Ashley can come true.
But not before he delivers one of the most iconic lines in cinematic history. It's a fitting end to Scarlett and Rhett's sham of a marriage.
Where shall I go? What shall I do?
Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Rose DeWitt Bukater and Caledon Nathan Cal Hockley, Titanic. Cal Hockley is a pompous ass. There, we said it.
That's amazing. You could almost pass for a gentleman.
Almost.
The man has little to no redeeming qualities, regularly talks down to people he considers beneath him, and only pays Rose any attention because she's a beautiful woman from a respectable family. So one can't help but let out a joyous cheer when Rose finally summons the courage to stand up to him in the film's third act. After he calls her a whore for attempting to reunite with Jack, Rose rightfully quips,
"I'd rather be his whore than your wife."
She follows that up by spitting directly in Cal's face, further cementing the fact that their relationship is over.
Rose, please stop!
What's your favorite movie breakup? Tell us in the comments.
So this is where your heart truly lies, then?
It is.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.